In the heart of a dense, ancient forest, there lay a forgotten village named Eldridge. The village had long been abandoned, shrouded in mystery and fear. It was said that those who entered never returned. This is the story of Sarah, a curious journalist determined to uncover the truth behind the eerie whispers that haunted the village at night.
Sarah stepped out of her car, the cool evening breeze sending shivers down her spine. The sun had just begun to set, casting long, eerie shadows across the crumbling buildings of Eldridge. She tightened her grip on her flashlight and camera, determined to document every moment of her journey. As she walked down the narrow, overgrown path leading to the village square, she felt an overwhelming sense of being watched. The trees seemed to whisper her name, their branches reaching out like skeletal hands. Sarah shook off the feeling and continued forward, unaware of the eyes that followed her every move.
In the center of the village stood an old, decrepit church. Its tall, spindly steeple cast a menacing shadow over the square. Sarah decided to start her exploration there. She pushed open the heavy wooden door, its hinges creaking loudly in the silence. Inside, the air was thick with dust and decay. Broken pews lay scattered across the floor, and the stained glass windows were shattered, casting eerie patterns of light on the walls. Sarah began to take pictures, her camera's flash illuminating the darkness. Suddenly, a low whisper echoed through the empty church. Sarah froze, her heart pounding. She listened intently, but the whispering ceased as quickly as it had begun. She shook her head, attributing it to her imagination, and continued exploring.
In a small, dark corner of the church, Sarah discovered a hidden door. It led to a narrow staircase descending into the bowels of the building. She hesitated for a moment before deciding to investigate. The stairs creaked under her weight as she made her way down, the air growing colder with each step. At the bottom, she found a small room filled with dusty books and old relics. Among them was a tattered diary. She picked it up and began to read. The diary belonged to a young girl named Emily, who had lived in Eldridge decades ago. Her entries spoke of strange occurrences and ominous whispers that plagued the village. As Sarah read, she felt a chill run down her spine. Emily's last entry mentioned something sinister lurking in the forest, something that came at night and took people away. Sarah closed the diary, her hands trembling. She knew she had to find out more.
Determined to uncover the truth, Sarah ventured into the forest surrounding the village. The trees loomed overhead, their branches intertwining to form a dark canopy. Every rustle of leaves, every snap of a twig, made her jump. Deeper into the forest, she stumbled upon an old, dilapidated cabin. The door was ajar, and a faint light flickered inside. Sarah approached cautiously, peering through the doorway. Inside, she saw an old woman hunched over a candle, muttering to herself. The woman looked up suddenly, her eyes piercing through the darkness. "You shouldn't be here," she whispered. "They'll come for you, just like they came for the others." Sarah felt a wave of fear wash over her. "Who will come for me?" she asked. The woman shook her head. "The shadows," she replied. "They live in the dark, and they feed on fear. You must leave before it's too late."